Okay, we should be live now. Guys, the channel recently reached 80,000 subscribers. That's a lot of subscribers. So I just wanted to say a huge thank you to all of you guys. Like, just to imagine that there's 80,000 people out there that enjoy the content that I put out, that means so much to me because I work really hard on my videos. And it inspires me to keep on working hard because I mean, I'm sure a lot of you know that I put a lot of effort into editing my videos. I spend hours and hours working on my content, so I'm really happy that the channel's had a lot of growth. Let me know how the audio is. I had to switch to my old microphone, my Blue Yeti microphone, which I don't really like, but I had to switch to it because my new microphone that I ordered, this Beacon, that I've been using in my videos for the past few months, it stopped working on me, so I don't know what to do. Maybe I could get warranty and like return it or something, but audio's great. Okay, awesome. Again, thank you guys so much for getting me to 80,000 subscribers. That means a lot to me. I'm not trying to be all mushy gushy, but it does mean a lot. These editing skills make me more jealous than that one time my girlfriend in 7th grade dumped me for Chaz Mullen. Alright. Okay, let me just figure out how to move the chat over here, maybe? Let me see. Oh, and guys, I moved. Okay, this year is honestly a really big year for me because I just moved. I'm loving my new suite that I moved into. I am getting married next month, literally in June. I'm getting married. I plan on traveling outside of Canada later this summer. And I have a lot of big things planned for the channel. So it's a pretty big year. And I'm really excited. I'm excited for you guys to see what I have planned for the channel as well. Yo, Jay, congrats. Thanks for getting me on the Sanderson hype train. Hey, I'm glad I could introduce you to Sanderson. Congrats, bud. First an engagement and then the 800,000. Not 800,000, 80,000. I wish it was 800,000. That would be incredible. Okay, let me just see. I'm gonna try to move the chat in a different area here, where I can see it better. Oh, I should show you guys my new office here. So, here, let me bring you with me. I set up my bookshelves, but all the books I just took out of the boxes and put on the shelves, so it's not organized yet. Not quite organized yet, so I'm gonna have to do that at some point. As you can see, I've been trying to collect all the Wheel of Time hardcovers. The only one I need now is the first book. I just need the Eye of the World hardcover, and then I'm set. But I can't find it, like, anywhere. So yeah, this is my new office. I have most my books that I care about here. But then, I do have some, just paperbacks here on this bookshelf. And this little bookshelf sucks. Like, it keeps falling apart on me. I really don't like it. It's kind of made for, like, DVDs and stuff. But it works for now. I've got a bunch of paperbacks on there. And then I also have some books hidden in my closet. Just like a small box of them that I just don't think really need to be on my shelf. And then over here, I have another bookshelf that has, like, classics and just some miscellaneous books that I don't know what to do with. Some of those might end up on my bookshelf at some point. I don't know. Okay, let me try to see if I could get caught up with the chat here. I have the hardcover Eye of the World. Jay, if you want it, yes, I want it. I would love a hardcover Eye of the World. I have looked everywhere. I've gone to all the used bookshops locally, and I just haven't been able to find it. But what sucks is that I actually don't have room on the Wheel of Time shelf. Like, with all the hardcovers there, it fits I don't have any more room to put any books in there. I might have to take out, like, New Spring, and then I could fit in the Eye of the World. I'll have to see. Which fantasy books do you want to make videos for? I definitely want to make more Stormlight Archive videos. I know I've made some, but I want to make, like, lore and, like, maybe some theory videos for the Stormlight Archive. I also... What was painful? Okay, sorry, I got distracted. Oh, yes, moving all the books. It was extremely painful. That's why there's some gaps in my shelf here. Like, there's some empty spots because I got rid of, like, 300 books when I moved. So that's why there's some emptiness to my shelf. But when I traded them in, those books in, I got, like, $400 store credit. So now I need to buy books. I need to go on a book buying spree. That's kind of why I have, that's why I went and bought a bunch of the Wheel of Time hardcovers, because I had the $400 credit. Oh, and I do want to be making Wheel of Time videos, a lot this year as well. But other than that, I mean, there's some other series. Actually, the Inheritance Cycle, I started rereading that series, and I want to make some videos on it. And I also want to make some videos on the Books of Babel by Josiah Bancroft. And I don't know. I wouldn't mind making some, like, Witcher videos and stuff like that as well. Okay, where... Why did I close my chat? Where did it go? Where did the chat go? How did I lose it? Oh, here we go. Here we go. I found you guys again. Why did it go way over here? All right. Streaming problems. Did you back Christopher... How do you say that name? Ruccio's Kickstarter? No, I haven't heard of that. I haven't even heard of that Kickstarter. I'd love to see some Redwall videos from you. Hey, Redwall. Okay, I actually... Maybe I can show you guys. No, I don't think I can, but I have a thumbnail made for a Redwall video that I plan on making. I want to make a Remember Reading Redwall video. And Redwall, honestly, was a big part of my childhood, so I would like to make more. I would like to make a few Redwall videos. Where are the plants? I don't have any plants. If you saw my last place that I lived at, the one plant that I had, it died. So you must have a plant to call it an office. Oh wait, I do have a plant. I'll show you. I'll show you my plant. Let me just move my microphone. I do have what you could call a plant. I can show you. Oh wait, it's too bright, isn't it? I have the only Pop Funko I approve of. Bobblehead Groot. And he goes in my window. So that is my one plant. So yes, it can officially be called an office, right? I think so. All hail Groot. That is the one and only Pop Funko I approve of. I had a few Pop Funkos back when they first kind of came out, but I sold them, and that's the only one I'm keeping because I love it. Jay, you down? I'm down? Is the camera down? Could you tell us anything more about your work in progress fantasy novel without spoiling anything? If you don't want to talk about it yet, what would happen if the world accidentally discovers magic? Okay, let me think. What can I reveal to you guys without spoiling anything? Well, let me just say about my writing process right now, it is on pause completely because I've just had so much going on. Like I said, I've moved. I'm like in the midst of wedding planning and everything. So it's kind of on pause at the moment, but I have, I use Scrivener to write, And which, by the way, if you are looking for a good like writing software, I would highly recommend Scrivener. I've been able to organize like all of my world building into all these different, pages, and it's way easier to organize. But how can I say this without spoiling? There's going okay, yeah. There's I just don't want to spoil something. There's going to be some recurring characters and like small little details that you're going to want to pay attention to in my books, because you're going to see them later on, especially in other series. But I can tell you a little bit about my protagonist, I guess. So my protagonist, Savrian, he has gone through a lot in his life. He's kind of been traumatized, and he suffers from PTSD because he watched his friends burn, and he also watched his fiance burn, and he tried to save them, and he couldn't. And he suffers from PTSD because of that. And he also has some family trauma as well from some abuse that happened at home. Very traumatic, but he has focused on his career of becoming a doctor, a traveling doctor, and he's put a lot of his attention into that to try to not focus on the trauma that he's gone through, but he hasn't properly worked through it all, and it kind of ends up affecting him at some points throughout the series. Anyways, that's all I'll say for now. Only Funko you have is Doctor Strange, the large and keychain version. Groot is technically a tree, though. A tree is still a plant. I mean, I think it still works. Connected universe? I'm not saying it. I'm not revealing anything. Can you tell us when your book is set? Okay, yes. That's one thing I actually had a lot of difficulty nailing down for this book, because okay, so I'm structuring out this series and a different series at the same time, but the series I'm focusing on right now, it's a little bit more high tech, not like high tech, but it's kind of on the verge of industrial revolution. So there is some like steam power. It's not like steampunk, but there is some slight elements of that. There's like there's some automatrons, there's a train, there's that kind of tech, but then also a little bit more medieval in some ways as well. And in this world that I'm creating, the medical system has advanced beyond anything else, and they kind of are a huge part of the government, because in this world, there's these supernatural kind of diseases that started a long time ago and have been spreading throughout the world. So the medical ministry has advanced a lot. We like reading emotionally damaged characters. Good, because yeah, my character's definitely emotionally damaged. And I guess that is kind of a spoiler, actually, because you don't really know too much at first. Because he did come from, like, a rich upbringing, and he comes off as a very professional, like, doctor, but anyways. Essentially, you're trying to make a Cosmere-like universe. Guys, I'm not saying yes or no to that. I used to use Scrivener, and it has a lot of nifty features to help one keep track, but it took a while to get used to after only having used Microsoft Word for years. Yeah, Scrivener does definitely take some getting used to. I find that it's perfect for the way that I like to world build and stuff, because I used to do it in just Microsoft Word and Google Docs, but I can't organize it how I want to. And I'm someone, when I'm writing, I'm definitely a planner, and I like to have everything planned out. So, hey, we got a super chat from Mike Thompson. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. I don't think I got any others. If I missed one, I am so sorry. Let me know. I don't think I did. Congratulations on 80k, man. I've already booked my ticket for 100k. By the way, will you ever let your beard grow out a bit longer? I don't know. I don't know if I will. Maybe someday. Maybe someday I'll try. Not anytime soon, not before my wedding, but maybe in the future I will let it grow out a little bit. I'm never gonna go like full, George R.R. Martin beard. Because I feel like when you have a long beard, it makes it so that you can't finish your books. Look at George R.R. Martin and Patrick Rothfuss. I think it's a curse, really. And then look at Brandon Sanderson. He's got no beard at all. So I think that's really the clue. That's the secret to writing. What is your favorite depiction of fictional drugs in fantasy/sci-fi book? Okay, that is such an interesting question because my series that I'm writing, like I said, the medical industry has taken over like a huge part of the government, and there is some fictional drugs in this world, and there's some that kind of give these magical abilities as well, but have extreme consequences. But yeah, that's a really interesting question. I don't know if I could really think of one besides like, there's like Denner resin in the Kingkiller Chronicle. There's allomancy. Is that considered a drug? I don't know. Well, it is a substance they take, then they could burn it. I don't know if allomancy is considered a drug. I guess it is. Jay with a wizard beard would be epic. I've never used Scrivener before. I need to check it out. I use Pages normally to write my books. It's been pretty helpful, and congrats on 80K. Thank you so much. Yeah, Scrivener I think is just really good if you want to organize. Like, it does take a bit getting used to. I would recommend watching some tutorials, but yeah, like, it's really good to structure out your books. Honestly, I feel like just using Scrivener has increased my productivity with writing by like 30%, just because I've been able to organize it all. Oh, Powder Mage. Yeah, Powder Mage. They snort gunpowder. That's a good example of a fictional drug. The novel I'm trying to do is industrial age fantasy, sort of Frankenstein inspired, where magic is alchemical and the main character must delve into dark magic and secrets to save his home. That's really interesting. That sounds really awesome. Mine is kind of similar in some ways. There's some, in my world, there's alchemy that's, been throughout time. There's these ancient texts from this famous alchemist that the protagonist finds. And alchemy is kind of this hidden magic that's in the world. Only one of the magic systems that's in the world, but it's very hidden, and the protagonist kind of slowly uncovers more about alchemy. And there's also a lot of secret societies in my book. I find I've done a ton of research on secret societies, and I just find it super interesting. So there's quite a few secret societies in my book, one of which my protagonist is actually part of. Okay, I'm giving way too much away now for my book. I was not planning on doing that. Allomancy is a drug if they continually burn a metal. Yeah, I guess allomancy definitely is a drug because they can, what happens again when they burn too much metal? They become, like, reliant on it and everything. Another super chat from Kaladin Kabada. Thank you so much for the super chat. Beards don't let you finish your books? Bruh. I mean, seriously, if you think about the biggest fantasy authors, they all have big beards and they have unfinished fantasy books. So, you tell me. You tell me. If you could have a novel of any video game, what would it be? I love to see Castlevania, Lords of Shadow myself. Hey, that's a good choice. Okay, a novel of any video game. Honestly, I feel like I would probably want, like, a Final Fantasy book. Maybe, like, Final Fantasy 7 or 9 or 10. Or what else? Yeah, I really feel like Final Fantasy would be awesome. Maybe even Dragon Quest. Don't have a lot of time, just came to say your vids are comfy and spicy. Brother, happy 80,000. Thanks so much. I didn't know my videos were spicy. Awesome. Massive congratulations again. Thanks for all your great content. Thank you, Helena. Controversy aside, you got me into the Kingkiller Chronicle, and I absolutely love it. Thanks for introducing me to an all-time favorite. I'm really happy you like the King Killer Chronicle. You know, I love the King Killer Chronicle, even if I'm feeling, I feel like my love for it is kind of going down a little bit just because the state of the whole controversy with Rothfuss, but I still love the books. Like, they mean a lot to me. How would you react if Doors of Stone does come out? Would you read it right away in one go? Also, what do you think is the change? What do you think is the change of it never coming out? The chance of it never coming out? Okay, first of all, I think there is a chance that it could never come out, if I'm being honest. I think it could end up being ghostwritten, but I'm not a complete cynic. I think there's still lots of time. Like, I think Rothfuss, even if it takes another, 5 years, 8 years, I still think there's a possibility it can come out. I'm not completely without hope. But yes, I would read it right away. If it came out, I would make a video on it right away. I'd read it as fast as I could. BizTech is also a drug in the Witcher world. Yeah, that's true. That was a really good question, by the way, whoever asked that. As a fantasy author from Austria, should I translate my books into English? Probably. Yeah, I think that would definitely be a good idea because you'd probably get a much bigger reader base. You're gonna give away the entire book at this rate. Yes, I know. I shouldn't talk about my book much more. Unless you guys ask more questions, then I might not be able to help it. Congrats on 80kj. Are you going to play more Hogwarts Legacy? Okay, I really loved playing Hogwarts Legacy. I had a lot of fun with the 2 streams. Just because of the whole controversy with Hogwarts Legacy, honestly, I feel like you can separate the artist from the art, and I just enjoyed the game. It's a video game. I loved it. But when I was streaming it, I literally I saw like hundreds of subscribers go down, which really sucked, just because I'm playing a Harry Potter game. So that really sucked just to see that happen, but I do want to play more of it, though. I'm probably going to play it on Twitch. I want to start moving some of my gaming live streams and stuff to Twitch. And actually, that's one thing I wanted to say today, is that I'm actually going to be using Twitch much more often. If you guys don't know, my Twitch is Captured in Pixels. I think I might just change my name to Captured in Words so that it's all consistent. I'm not too sure yet, though. Maybe I'll stick with Captured in Pixels. But I plan on streaming Jedi Survivor soon. Like, really soon. I want to start streaming that. Any Dark Souls game for a video game book or Dishonored? Yes. Okay, Dark Souls. I should have mentioned that. Yeah, Dark Souls or Elden Ring. I would love to have a novel of that. Dishonored actually does have, I believe, 2 novels. I could be wrong, but they do have some novelizations. A good Assassin's Creed book. Yes, I know there's a lot of Assassin's Creed books out there, but they're not that good. Do devil fruits count as food-based magic? Oh, definitely as food-based magic. I just don't know if they count as drug-based magic. But yes, definitely food-based. If you were to add a talking animal companion to one of your stories, what would it be? Okay, I actually have another story that I'm not really too far into it, but I have a different story I've kind of worked on. I've just worked on structuring it a little bit. It's not my main focus right now, but there is an animal companion. I don't want to give away what it is yet, though. Who finishes first, Rothfuss, Scott Lynch, or George R.R. Martin? Honestly, I am actually going to go with I'm going to go with Martin on this. Like, everybody seems very skeptical about Martin, but the thing is, he's already shown us so many chapters that he's written of Winds of Winter, and, I don't know, I think he's probably going to finish first. I think he's the one that has the most written so far. I know Winds of Winter isn't his final book, but I know he'll finish Winds of Winter first, I think, before Rothfuss or Lynch. What were your thoughts on the awful Brandon Sanderson interview where they said he wanted to be a god? I was going to make a video on that. I was going to make a video on that interview, but as soon as I was going to make a video on it, like that day, I noticed everybody else had already made videos on it, so I just decided not to waste my time because everyone else already did. But yeah, that interview was terrible. What the heck? Like, the guy just, he completely, I don't know, he showed a lot of disrespect, I think, to Sanderson, and it just seemed like he was just trying to spread hate, so it was pretty ridiculous, really. And it just seemed like he was judging Sanderson for being a Mormon, and that was kind of it, so. Do you play any Elder Scrolls games? Yes, I have played Skyrim and a bit of Morrowind, and just a little bit of Oblivion. I never actually got that far into Oblivion. I would kind of like to at some point. And I played some of the Elder Scrolls Online. Do you prefer a magic system and world building that can roam free, or a magic system and world building that have a very strict rules? I personally love everything to roam free, but that's just me. Okay, good question. So you're asking about like soft magic, where the magic can roam free, and then hard magic, where it's very strict. Ah, man, that's actually a really difficult question. I always say that I like hard magic more. I like to kind of slowly learn about the rules and how the magic works. But I also really love soft magic systems because there's just so much freedom, and it just lets your imagination kind of go wild because you don't know what's going to happen. And I really love that as well. So I would say it's pretty close to the middle for me, but I probably do like hard magic systems just a little bit more, I would say. Hi, I recently found your channel and I have really enjoyed your videos. I'd like to ask if you read mostly just fantasy books, or do you read more broadly? Congrats for reaching the subscriber amount. Thank you so much. I'm happy you found my channel, and I do read more broadly, but not that much anymore. Like, since creating my channel, I mostly read fantasy, but sometimes I do read other things as well. And I still read things that are like, you know, fantastical, but not fantasy necessarily. Like, I read a lot of Haruki Murakami. He writes kind of like magical realism. He's a Japanese writer, and I really enjoy his books. I've also just started reading some Stephen King, and I've also read lots of classics before too, just not for quite a while. But I do really want to start branching out with my channel a lot more. So if you have any recommendations, let me know. A Song of Ice and Fire isn't getting completed. I don't know why. I am actually more open. I'm more positive about A Song of Ice and Fire getting finished, because I know that Martin has delayed and delayed and delayed, and he hasn't reached his deadlines, but he's also shown us that he's written a lot more than Rothfuss or Lynch. Like, and he's worked on other projects as well. A lot of different projects. So I don't know. I do think it could take quite a while, but we will see, I guess. Would you rather meet Kvothe, Bast, Denna, or Ari? Definitely Ari. I would like to meet Ari. Ari is just so much fun. Like, I feel like she needs to be protected at all costs, and if anything happens to her in the third book, I'm not going to forgive Rothfuss. I will never forgive him. Let me just see here. I have a little bit of music playing in this stream. I don't know if it's coming through or not. Guess I don't want to drown out my voice anyway. Have you ever thought of doing a D&D one-shot for your server with other nerdy YouTubers? Yeah, no, I haven't thought of that, but that would be awesome. I've actually never played D&D. I've always wanted to. I've read a lot of like the Forgotten Realms books. Like, I've read a lot of Forgotten Realms books, and I watched like Critical Role and stuff. So I would love to at some point. I've just never played. I've never ever played D&D. A lot of people have told me, and one of my friends even said that he wanted me to be like a dungeon master because he thought I'd be good at it. But I've never played, so I don't know. Opinions on the inheritance cycle. I love the inheritance cycle. I actually really do. I just started rereading Aragon. Sorry. I started rereading Aragon, and I finished it really quick. So I am done Aragon. I'm now on the second book. And honestly, I'm really surprised at how well Aragon holds up. Like, I'm really surprised. Like, a lot of people, I think, a lot of people judge it saying that it's basically Star Wars, but fantasy. And that isn't really true. Like, there is some, you could say there's some tropes that are the same as in Star Wars, but it's definitely very different. Even just the main plot and the story arcs and the character arcs, it's very, very different than Star Wars. So I don't really think that criticism is true. But yeah, the inheritance cycle, honestly, it is a really good, like, young adult fantasy series. I think it is perfect to introduce people into fantasy. And it does have a little bit of a slower beginning, but it's kind of cozy. Like, it's a cozy beginning. But yeah, I actually plan on making some inheritance cycle videos pretty soon. And I've actually talked to Christopher Paolini a while back here, and we're going to be doing an interview on the channel at some point. Right now I'm just too busy because I have my wedding and everything coming up next month. What is your take for the Doors of Stone ever coming out? Do you think there is a higher chance of it not releasing? It's really hard to say because I feel like Rothfuss has kind of lost his, what's the word? I feel like he's lost his inspiration to write, or like, yeah, his passion to write. I feel like he's kind of lost that. I could be wrong. I mean, who knows what he's going through? I don't really know, but I feel like he has lost some of his passion to write. I think it's clear he hasn't been writing that much. So I think there is a strong possibility that it might not ever come out, but I don't think we can completely say it's never coming out because you never know. So I do think I do think I lean more towards it not coming out for like another 10 years, if I'm being honest, or at least like 7 years or something. You should do more Neil Gaiman videos. I love his writing. I should, actually. I really love Neil Gaiman. I actually want to go back and read Neverwhere again because I really love that book. I think I reviewed it like when I first made my channel. And I really would like to read more Neil Gaiman. So yes, I will, actually. That is a promise. I will read more Neil Gaiman and make some videos. For sure. Would you rather have half of the Doors of Stone right now or have the full book of the Winds of Winter? Ooh, that is difficult. I am not caught up in A Song of Ice and Fire. So, I mean, a full book is still better than half a book, so I would have to say Winds of Winter because those fans have waited for so long. Are you excited for the new Aragon book? Yes, 100%. I'm so excited. I am so excited to read Murtagh. That's why I'm rereading Aragon and the whole inheritance cycle, and I want to start making videos on it because Murtagh is coming out soon. Sergio, man, you've been following the channel for so long, so thank you so much. Hi Jay, congrats on your wedding and for the 80,000. I have a recommendation for you. A psalm for the wild built. A psalm for the. Sorry, I'm terrible at reading. Apparently, a psalm for the wild built for Becky Chambers. Okay, I need to look that up. I don't know why that is such a hard name for me to read. A psalm for the wild built. Oh, I have heard of this book actually. I've seen the cover before. It's got the little robot on it with the butterflies. Interesting. I'll have to look into it. I will definitely have to look into it. By the way, thank you so much for following the channel for so long, Sergio. I'm pretty sure you won, like, one of my contests a long time ago, right? You did. I'm pretty sure you did. I finished rereading The Inheritance Cycle yesterday, and they hold up well. I'm almost through the Tales of Alagasia book, which is a bit weird. Tales of Alagasia book? What are you talking about? What Tales of Alagasia book? I'm looking this up. Oh, The Fork, the Witch, and the Worm. Yeah. Okay. I thought you meant there's some other book. Oh, I didn't really even know that's called Tales from Alagasia Volume 1. I didn't know that. Anyway, yeah, they do hold up really well. I was surprised. Like, I haven't read them since literally, like, grade 6, I want to say. Grade 5 or 6. And, yeah, I just didn't think... I didn't think that they were going to hold up as well as they do. But they really do. And also, just knowing that Christopher Paolini wrote that when he started writing it, I think, at, like, 15. Then published at 18 or 19. So... that's kind of incredible. Honestly, I feel like... okay, we're talking about Rothfuss here. Honestly, I feel like he shot himself in the foot. I'm worried that if it does come out, it will feel rushed. I believe the story is so much bigger that it would take 4 to 5 books to tell. I think you're talking about... yeah, like the Kingkiller Chronicle, right? Yeah, I mean... I'm worried that it will feel rushed as well, but also, how could it feel rushed when he's had so many years? So I think the only reason it would feel rushed is because he's not actually working on it, and then he's going to try to rush it last minute. That's the only way I think it could feel rushed. Honestly, I don't think it needs 4 to 5 books. I do think he could wrap everything up in one more book, because there's a lot of... I think there's a lot of big mysteries that... once those are revealed, they're going to solve several of the questions we have. Not just, like, one. I think there's some big mysteries that are going to be revealed, and we'll get a lot of answers. But also, he doesn't have to solve every answer. Like, not every mystery needs to be revealed. And he does want to write another series in the Kingkiller Chronicle, like a different series that doesn't follow Kvothe, is what he said before. So maybe that would... expand the world and stuff more. I don't know. Where are we here? Hello, I love your channel. I wish you the best for your wedding. I've ever been into uncomfortable situations in real life for being a booktuber or just being into books in general. First of all, thank you so much. I'm so happy you love the channel. And, yes, I have been in a few uncomfortable situations. I mean, I've never met a subscriber in real life, so I had nothing like that. But just when I tell people that I make YouTube videos, sometimes it can be a little bit awkward because they're like, "Oh, what do you make videos on?" And I'm like, "Oh, fantasy books." And I guess they don't expect that. So like sometimes it can be a little bit awkward. Also, just people, I have had some people judge me for YouTube being my career because people don't know that that can be a job. So yeah, I've had to deal with that sometimes, like with some family members. So that, you know, kind of judging me that I do YouTube for a career. So that really sucks. But I will show them one day when my channel blows up. And honestly, I'm really happy with the growth my channel has had recently. There's a little while where I'll admit it kind of sucked because my channel was like just staying at the same size for a long time. And I feel like I'm putting out pretty good videos. And like I've seen other people's channels grow. And obviously, you know, I'm trying not to be jealous. It's never good to be jealous. But it took quite a while. And now I feel like finally my channel is getting some momentum going. So I'm really happy for that. And just seeing how it's grown. And obviously it's not about the numbers at all. But when you are putting in a ton of hard work, like I put a lot of work into my videos, it's just nice to see that growth, for sure. What do you think about the theory that Kaladin will die in Stormlight 5? Oh no. I don't know. I haven't looked into that theory a whole lot. I've just kind of heard of it. But I would be very sad. I would be very sad for sure, because Kaladin hasn't even got past his sad boy phase. Like, he's still He's still depressed. Depressed and storm blessed. Okay. Oh, there's another super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat. The Fantasy Files podcast. Thank you guys so much. I've been meaning to check out your videos more. I've watched quite a few of your videos actually, but sometime I'll have to join you on your podcast. I'm just super busy at the moment, but sometime it would be super awesome to collab. Sorry I'm late. Huge congrats on 80,000, Jay. What's been your favorite thing about your creator journey? Good question. My favorite thing is just meeting so many amazing people, like, and having, like, a community, like, forming a community of people that have the same interest. That is by far my favorite thing. Like, if you guys aren't on my Discord server, you should definitely join, because I feel like there's such a great community on my Discord. I kind of disappeared for a while there on Discord. I wasn't as active, but now I'm trying to be more active. And yeah, so you guys should check out the Discord. But yeah, that's my favorite thing, is just having people to talk about fantasy books with. And also just the satisfaction of working on, like, a huge video, like my in-depth summaries, and putting that up. The satisfaction you get from that is awesome. Congrats on the 80,000 subs, Jay. Thank you so much. Do you know the book The Last Unicorn? It's a fantasy classic, and there is a new book that came out in April with 2 novels in the same universe. I didn't know there was a new book, but yeah, I've read a little bit of The Last Unicorn. I never finished it for whatever reason. I don't know why. I really want to go and read it because I was enjoying it a lot. But I grew up watching the cartoon, the movie for The Last Unicorn. But yeah, I want to go read it, and I didn't know there's new ones, so I'll have to read those. Hey Jay, not to be a downer, but how is your mother doing? I donated to her GoFundMe and have been praying for continued healing. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, my mom is still she's still in bad health, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't really talk about it too much, just because I don't like to talk about personal things all the time, but she's still using, like, a wheelchair. She can walk a little bit around the house, but she's still using a wheelchair, and yeah, it's very difficult for her, especially financially. Like, she's trying to move, but at the moment, she just had a huge flood in her community, actually. There's, like, a creek going through her community, and there's all this runoff from the mountains, and it flooded the whole community and, like, ripped up the road. And me and Katie were just out there cleaning up her house to try to get it ready to sell, because she needs to sell her house because, you know, for finances and everything. But then this whole flood came through and it ripped up, it didn't affect her basement, luckily, but it ripped up the entire road, and it's still kind of a danger right now. Like, they're still trying to control the flood going on. So I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I don't know if she's going to be able to sell her house now or what, but yeah, it's been very difficult, and she's not doing the best, if I'm being honest. The Black and Blue Collar Reader. Hey man, congrats. Your videos are excellent. I'm actually shocked that you only have 80,000. Your editing is top notch, man. You were one of the first channels I subscribed to. Wow, that is awesome. Thank you so much. I don't want any of the main characters to die, but if it has to be one, I hope it's Dalinar. I don't think I could handle Kaladin dying, or even Shallan. Yeah, I love Dalinar too. Honestly, I really like Dalinar, but I don't know. I don't know who I would prefer. I don't want any of them to die. What's your opinion on books being adapted into movies versus TV shows? A lot of people lean to longer series because of the additional time, but I feel how time is used is more important than the quantity. Yeah, honestly, I am all for adaptations in general. I think I'm always excited if there's, you know, a big fantasy series being adapted. But also, I know that there's been so many bad adaptations recently, so I'm also very hesitant. Like, I'm excited that we're getting more fantasy adaptations, but I'm also very hesitant with them. But as far as TV versus movies, Usually I would say I prefer TV because yes, I do like the longer runtime. I feel like it's better to adapt, especially a long fantasy series into TV because you could have, per season, and it just stretches it out way longer, and I enjoy that more. But TV is getting canceled all the time. Like, so many good shows are getting their seasons canceled, so that's kind of a worry too. And honestly, I don't feel like we've had any really good fantasy movies, like adaptations, since like Harry Potter and The Lord of the Rings. I feel like those are like a once in a lifetime thing. We haven't had anything that well adapted before. Obviously, they both have their problems. They both, stray a little bit from the source material, but I still love them. Like, I think they were masterpieces, honestly. 2 more super chats. Thank you so much, Fit to Be Read, for the super chat. I appreciate it so much. I hope you're doing good, man. We collabed in a video previously. You guys didn't know, on his channel. Have you watched House of the Dragon? I actually haven't. I haven't watched House of the Dragon. Honestly, I never finished Game of Thrones, so I have to kind of do that first. And a super chat, again, from Lightning Tiger 77. Thank you so much for the super chat. What's your favorite cheese? Oh, good question. Good question. My favorite cheese? I always think of the quote, I don't know if you guys know the movie She's the Man, where she's like, my favorite's Gouda. I always think of that quote for some reason, but I don't think Gouda's my favorite. I'm just going to be boring and say cheddar cheese. I know that's extremely boring, but I actually don't have dairy anymore, so that's the one thing I miss, though, is cheddar cheese. Like, I really miss, and mozzarella. I love mozzarella, but I try to not have dairy anymore. It just makes me feel kind of sick, so. But cheese is amazing. Like, that's the one thing I miss from having dairy so much. I'm used to drinking oat milk now, but I miss cheese. All the best to you and your family, and I hope you all have a wonderful time at your wedding. That's wonderful news. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Like, guys, I'm getting married next month. Next month in June, I'm going to be married. And that's why a lot of people were kind of wondering why I moved again. Like, why did I move when I just moved, like, recently? Sorry if I'm talking with my hands a lot. I always do that. But I moved again because I knew that the previous place I was at, I was very grateful that I got that place. But I knew it was always going to be temporary because when me and Katie get married, we need a 2-bedroom so that I could have this office space to film videos. So luckily, Katie's sister had an inn and she found us this place and it's so perfect. So I'm really happy to be in this place now. And I'm also going to be putting up like a moving in vlog that me and Katie filmed on. It's going to be on the second channel on the Sunshine Seekers. If you guys don't know, me and Katie have like a couples channel called the Sunshine Seekers, and we just upload a lot of fun like adventures and vlogs and stuff on there. So I'll put a moving in vlog so you guys can see the whole house tour in that video. Another super chat from Sam M. Thank you so much. Have you read The First Binding? Good question. I have, but I haven't. I never finished it. I got like partway into it, and then I was just too busy because I was also reading a bunch of other books. I do want to get back to it at some point, though. Yeah, I would really like to get back to finishing The First Binding, and I want to make a video where like I compare it to, like the Kingkiller Chronicle because it is very similar. Oh, another super chat from Lightning Tiger again. Thank you so much for the super chat. For 2 super chats. Are you going to read Night Angel Nemesis? Yes. Yes, I am. Guys, the Night Angel trilogy... Night Angel trilogy was actually the first adult fantasy series that I read when I read it when I was too young, actually. It was like in grade... I want to say grade 7 or 6, I found these books, and I really enjoyed them. There is some things that bother me about them now, but I still think they're great, like, assassin fantasy. And I always love assassin characters. I love, like, rogues and stuff. And, yeah, I haven't read Nemesis yet, but I definitely plan to. I actually want to reread the Night Angel. I have the audiobooks, so I would like to read those. Listen to them. I'm sorry I just came out from under my rock, but haven't you been writing a book? Yes, I have been writing a book. It's taking a while, and it's still gonna take a while, but it's going good. I'm really excited, actually, to share more about it with you guys. I actually shared a little bit at the beginning of this stream. I shared a bit about my book, but I shouldn't share too much more. Sunshine Seekers is such a great, positive channel. Thank you so much. Yeah, me and Katie, we're having a lot of fun on that channel, and I know, like, a lot of my subscribers don't watch it because it's a completely different completely different types of videos. Obviously, it's not book content, and it's just like cute couple content. We're having fun, we're doing adventures and stuff, but I'm having a lot of fun with that channel and, like, editing the videos, and I'm really excited because when me and Katie are married, we're gonna be making videos a lot more often, and I'm actually gonna teach Katie how to edit, and you know, I'm gonna teach her really good how to edit. Like, I'm gonna teach her how to edit really good, so that will help get videos out faster as well. And also, when we're married, later this summer, we're gonna be traveling a bit outside of Canada, which I'm so excited because I've, like, never been outside of Canada, and we're gonna be making some videos when we're traveling as well. Even on this channel, we're gonna make some bookshop adventures, like, kind of around the world when we travel, so that'll be so much fun. Are we going to do a Night Angel trilogy / Nemesis read-along soon? No, we are not. I'm sorry, guys, but I failed so many of my read-alongs that it's embarrassing. So I'm no longer doing read-alongs. I can't do them. I just can't. Because I don't have time. I never have time to make discussion posts. I never have time to even stick up with my own reading schedule. Like, keep up with it, I mean. Like, it's just not that good. Like, I'm not good at doing read-alongs. I don't know why. If I had some help, maybe in the future I'll do another read-along. I was gonna do an Inheritance Cycle read-along, actually, because I'm reading through the series right now, and I thought that would be really fun to do, because I actually am reading through them pretty fast right now, so I think I could do a read-along for that, but do I want to? I don't know, because I failed so many in the past. So I don't know if I want to. I don't want to let everybody down. Night Angel is out of order. That bugs me. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. It is out of order. Right now, guys, I just moved. So I took all the books out of the boxes and I put them on my shelves, but none of this is organized whatsoever. So yeah, all the books are going to be out of order at the moment. I have to go and organize it probably later today or something. Yes, highly recommend the Night Angel reread before Nemesis. Yeah, I definitely want to reread them. Yeah, like I said, I really loved the Night Angel trilogy when I read it. I think a lot of people judge it for, like, definitely, I think it doesn't have many good female protagonists or female characters in it. And that's something that kind of bugs me now, too. And just, like, the representation there of female characters is not too good, but also it's just people, like, it's also that world. Like, in the Night Angel world, it's very, you know, dark, and but yeah, I do want to see how they hold up now, because I haven't read them for a long time. What is this? Matt's channel is the rising star in booktube. Legit some of the best book content out there. Highly recommend. I highly recommend Matt's channel as well. Guys, you should go check out Matt's fantasy book reviews. He makes some great videos. Also, I want to give another shout out to Cam from, I think his channel's called Wolfshot now. Yeah, Wolfshot. my friend Cam, he makes great videos, and you guys really need to check out his channel. I don't understand how he has so few subscribers. I mean, not few. He does have like 3,000. I don't mean to say few. That's a good amount. But he deserves so much more. So much more. I don't understand. He makes great videos, like, sorry, Wolf the Story Nomad. He changed his channel, like, his name for his channel, quite a while back now, but I still used to calling him by his old name. But yeah, Wolf the Story Nomad. You should also subscribe to his channel. Me and him actually collabed on my Deltora Quest video a while back, and I want to make more videos with him because his content is amazing. Like, I really like his thumbnails are great. He makes really interesting content, and he deserves way more subscribers than 3,000. Pro tip, switch to 144p P video and you won't be able to see the mess and thus triggering your OCD. Here, I'm gonna trigger all of your guys' OCD right now by showing you how out of order everything is here. It's a complete mess. The only ones in order is like the Wheel of Time. But yeah, I gotta organize all of these. All of this. Also, I recently received this book from the publisher. The City of Last Chances. Honestly, this cover is so sick. And I want to get to this book really soon. I haven't read any Adrian Tchaikovsky, so I would like to get to this book soon. But yeah, everything is completely a mess at the moment. So I am here to trigger your OCD. I guess my Brandon Sanderson stuff kind of in order. Also, you guys probably don't know this, but I was a big fan of Naruto growing up, like, you know, the anime, and I found all of the manga, almost all of the manga, not all of it, but I found almost all of the manga on Facebook Marketplace for pretty cheap. Like, it was 130 bucks. And so I got it because I want to actually make videos on it. And I know that manga content isn't for everyone. That's fine. I'm still going to make content on books as well. But I kind of want to start branching out and making content on just things that I enjoy, like whatever it is. I'm always going to make videos on fantasy books. That's always going to be my, like, #1 focus on this channel. But I would like to branch out and make some manga videos, make some movie reviews, make some video game reviews, and really just start branching out and making whatever content I want to. So, yeah. If you guys don't like that, if some of you just are here for the book content, that is fine. I'll still make those videos. But yeah, Naruto was one of the first animes that I really got into growing up, and I never actually really read the manga, so I want to get into that. Still planning on doing a video on the Tinkers. Yes, I'm gonna be doing a video on Tinkers. Not really that soon, though. Probably not that soon. Not this month, anyway. But I do have a really big King Killer video I am working on that is gonna be this month. Joke's on you, my OCD was activated this morning when I saw my bookshelf. I think we should all just do, maybe I should just do a bookshelf reorganization stream, honestly. Caption in Words is going the Daniel Green route. He's becoming a manga channel. I'm not going to be a complete manga channel, guys. I'm not just going to be making manga content. That's not going to be the main content. But I do want to make some manga videos every once in a while. And yes, I actually reviewed the Black Swordsman arc of Berserk. And I put so much effort into that video, and it didn't really perform well when it first came out. So that kind of like stopped me from making manga content for a while. And I think that video was still really good, but I am gonna actually return to Berserk at some point soon as well. A super chat from Curtis7. Thank you so much for the super chat. What part of writing comes the easiest for you, and what part do you struggle with the most? World building is the easiest, and prose is the hardest for me. Yeah, that's the same for me. That is the same for me. I feel like writing out different. I have like a bunch of files for my world building, and I have different pages for like places and like cultures and secret societies and, you know, like the ministry and all this stuff. I have different stuff written out for that, and that kind of comes easiest for me. It does take a lot of work though too. I do a lot of research as well for my book, but yeah, the prose I think is probably the hardest for me as well, because I'm constantly second guessing myself, like, does this sound good? Am I actually a good writer, or am I not a good writer? So eventually I'm gonna be looking for beta readers and stuff so that I can find out. I've let a few people read my work in the past, but yeah, I think the prose is kind of the hardest part for me as well. And just, yeah, anyways. Also just kind of making up my mind on where the story's going to go, because I could see multiple ways in which it can go, and I just need to pick one and stick to it. So sometimes that can be a little difficult. When are you finishing Doors of Stone for Pat? Well, I will actually work on finishing the Doors of Stone for Pat after I finish writing my series. So if I get my series out and there's still no book 3 and like no news on it at all, no progress made, then I actually will, like, I promise I will actually start writing the Doors of Stone myself, just as a fan version, like not to try and profit off of his series at all. Like it's just going to be a fan version that you can get for free. So that's something I will actually consider doing for sure. My bookshelf is a folder labeled books within my downloads folder. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I thought you meant like an actual physical folder. I know the Berserk vid didn't do super great, but I really loved it and would love to see more Berserk content. Well, that makes me happy to see, because yeah, I do want to return to Berserk later this year, actually. Because, like, I'm just starting on the Golden Age arc, which is incredible. Such a good arc. So, yeah, I do want to go back to Berserk soon. Have you read Rage of Dragons? Yes, I have. I really liked that book. I really enjoyed Rage of Dragons, but I didn't read the second one. Do you have a favorite sitcom? Okay, guys, this is something nobody really knows about me. I know people make fun of sitcoms all the time, right? They make fun of the laugh tracks. Whatever. I don't care. I have always loved sitcoms. There was a time in my life when, I don't know, I was going through a lot of hard stuff, and I watched Friends, like, a lot, like, too much. Like, I watched a lot of Friends. I would fall asleep to it every night. But now Friends isn't my favorite anymore. I still like it just for the nostalgia. But I've watched, like, so many sitcoms. I think my favorite is How I Met Your Mother, or It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, or The Office. The Office is definitely... Actually, it's probably The Office and then How I Met Your Mother. I also like, you know, The Big Bang Theory. I like Friends. I like Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I like Arrested Development. A super chat from Waterfall Cloud. Thank you so much for the super chat. Congrats on the channel milestone, your engagement, and your new home. Will you talk to any other AIs? I wonder if there are other King Killer Chronicle characters. Yes, first of all, thank you so much for the congratulations. I am so excited to be in this new home and to be getting married next month. Super exciting. And yes, I am going to talk to more AI. I actually want that to be kind of a new series of videos on my channel where I talk to AI, because I had so much fun doing that, and it was also just easy to do. Like, a lot of my videos take a lot of work and research and like scripting and then a lot of, effort. And the AI video, it still took effort and stuff like to edit it, but I didn't have to script anything, so that was nice. So yeah, I do want to make more of those AI videos. I'm not sure if they have any other King Killer characters. I'll have to see. But I'll even talk to Kvothe again because there's more questions that I should ask. How far into the Wheel of Time are you, and will you keep reading? Personally, I like the series, but I just finished book 6, and I find that the books still constantly frustrate me. Okay. Everybody always asks me how far I am into the Wheel of Time. I am on book, what is it? Lord of Chaos, I think? Or Crown of Swords. I'm confused. One of those. I'm listening to the audiobook of it, but I stopped listening to it because I kind of lost where I was, and I think I just need to look up like a summary of the book and like go back and go through it so I kind of know what happened again, because I just lost where I was, and that stopped me from enjoying it. So yeah, I want to get back into the Wheel of Time for sure. And I actually plan on making a bunch of videos on the Wheel of Time this year. But yes, I agree. It can frustrate me as well. It can be very frustrating sometimes. I still love the Wheel of Time. Honestly, I think it's one of the greatest epic fantasy series of all time. But yeah, it's frustrating. It can be frustrating for sure. How long have we been streaming for? I can't see. Okay, like an hour. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is my current favorite. Oh man, I've actually been just getting into Brooklyn Nine-Nine. My brother-in-law loves that show. So yeah, I want to watch more of it. But I'm really liking it so far. How I Met Your Mother's ending almost ruined the entire series for me. Oh, really? For me, I know a lot of people didn't like the ending. I didn't think it was the best ending, but I don't know, it didn't wreck the series for me, personally. Also, there's just so much. There's just so many great episodes. Have you heard of, what is this? Have you heard of Preston Jacobs' Winds of Winter fanfiction? He crowdsources chapters based on his outline and merges them into one chapter. They're surprisingly good. Wow, no, I haven't heard of that at all. Preston Jacobs, why does that sound familiar, though? Preston Jacobs. I don't know. I wasn't expecting to find another Big Bang Theory fan here of all places. Yeah, okay, people give the Big Bang Theory way too much of a hard time. Like, yes, it is over the top, like nerd culture, and like it even puts maybe a bad look on nerd culture in some ways, but it's meant to be over the top, and I don't know, I think it's great. I do feel like there's a part in the show where it isn't as great, like, I don't know what season it was, 9 or 10 or something, where it kind of drops a little bit in quality, but I still think it is a really fun series. Not really my favorite, though, compared to, like, other sitcoms, but I still think it's pretty great. He's a Song of Ice and Fire YouTuber. Okay, that's where I heard of Preston Jacobs. Yeah, I might even be subscribed to him, actually. Let me see. Let me see. Preston. Okay, no, I'm not subscribed to him, but now I am. Wheel of Time has some rough edges, but the series is so expansive, I can forgive most of it. That's what I think as well. I agree with that. Like, it is so incredible, like, just the depth of the world and everything. Like, there's just, it's so incredible. I think the Wheel of Time, honestly, is, like, America's greatest fantasy series, honestly. Like, it does have some issues. It's got a lot of issues, actually, but it's still really just incredible. My sitcom top 3 has to be How I Met Your Mother, Modern Family, and Community. Oh yes, okay. I didn't mention those ones. I actually just started watching Modern Family a while back as well. I'm really enjoying that. I just got to get further into it, but I am really enjoying it a lot. And Community, I think I watched like two seasons of it. I want to watch more of that as well. I think Frasier is my fave. The How I Met Your Mother, and I'm not sure what IASIP is, and Silicon Valley are close. Have you read any Anne Rice books? No, but I've really been interested in reading Anne Rice, like, for a long time. Did she do the Vampire Diaries or something? Or no, Interview with... Wait. Sorry for the typing here. Did she do Interview with a Vampire? Yeah, she did. She did do Interview with the Vampire. I wanted to read that last October. I think I might read it this October. Nathan Ernsting. Caption Words was the first booktube channel I found a few years ago because I was devouring King Killer videos. Led me to a bunch of other booktubers, and my life has been greatly enriched. Wow, that is so awesome to hear. I am so happy that I led you to just like booktube in general. That makes me so happy. Preston Jacob sounds like either a high-end clothing brand or a low-end cookware brand. Kind of, actually. Kind of. Excellent taste in sitcoms. How I Met Your Mother is probably my all-time favorite. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is fantastic as well. I'm so happy that a lot of my subscribers like sitcoms. That makes me happy to hear. I don't know why. A lot of a lot of people I know, they don't really care for sitcoms. They always say that the laugh tracks are so annoying. The laugh tracks never really bother me that much, if I'm being honest. Are you ever going to update your top 10? Oh yeah, 100%. Actually, probably later this year, I'll upgrade my top 10. Oh, guys, I never showed you this part of my office. Let me show you here. 1 second. 1 second. Okay, here, I will show you the computer screens. And then over here in this corner, I have just like a game shelf. There's some DVDs on here as well. But I got like a lot of these are games I've had for like a long time. Like there's a bunch of PS2 games, Wii games, GameCube. There's some Xbox 360 games down there. And then just a whole bunch of DVDs at the bottom 2 rows. But yeah, I used to kind of collect video games. I don't really do that anymore because I just have no time to play. I have no time to play games. Much at all. Besides when I'm streaming, so that's not even that often. But I do want to start streaming more, like I said earlier, in the live stream. So if you guys don't know, I do have a Twitch. It should be linked in the description. And I want to start streaming some games on there more often. Oh no, it said OBS disconnected. Can you guys see me? Can you guys see me? It said OBS disconnected for a minute. I hope it's okay. I hope everything is fine. We can see you. Okay, good. Yeah, I want to start streaming more Hogwarts Legacy and some Jedi Survivor, maybe some other games as well. Oh, I really want to stream the new Breath of the Wild that's coming out. Is it Tears of the Kingdom? Yeah, Tears of the Kingdom. Something like that. Thank you, Shining Knight, my wonderful mod, for sharing the Twitch. Yes, we can see you, Jay. Also, the demon behind you. Scared me for a minute there. I have a good friend who writes fantasy and was actually published but hasn't been reviewed much. What are the odds you'd read his book if it is sent to you? Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to say the odds might be kind of low. I've had so many people trying to reach out to me to review their books, and I really do want to read more self-published books, but at the moment I just have no time. Like I have so many books on my shelf I need to get to, and I just never even have enough time to read the books I want to really read. And later this year, like I said, I'm gonna be traveling and stuff, and getting married, and I probably will not have the time, but he can still send an email to me, and like if I'm interested, I'll let him know. Because whenever people email me about their books, like it has to be something that really interests me for me to accept it, just because I don't want them to just send me a book and then I never read it, and then they just spent, you know, shipping money to send me a book and everything, when I'm probably not going to read it because I'm not that interested in it. But yeah, he can send me an email for sure. Congrats on 80K. Have you ever seen BBC's Merlin? Was my favorite show growing up. Yes, okay. I haven't seen Merlin for so long, but I really love that show. I don't think I ever finished it, but I did used to watch it quite a bit. What is your opinion on blood/flesh-based magic in fantasy? I don't know. I don't know if I've read that. I don't know. Oh, wait. A little bit in The Witch King, which hasn't come out yet. The Witch King by Martha Wells. I'm currently reading that. But I can't think of any examples, really. But I mean, hey, I think it's pretty cool. I know there's a book I read back in, or sorry, a book I was writing, I mean, back in kind of like high school. I was working on this book, and one of the antagonists had this like blood magic that he used. His name was Veslier, and he would use this like blood magic stuff where he would harden blood into like crystals and all this, and turn it into like these spikes and all this. I'm not explaining it well, but hey, I think if you make it work well, I think really anything can work as magic, as long as you just develop it really good, or even if you're going for a soft magic system, just put effort into it, I guess. So guys, I have some big plans for the channel coming up here. Like I said, I do want to be branching out more, and I would like to make more content on just things that I want to make content on. So, for instance, I do want to make some like movie reviews. I kind of want to review a lot of the Studio Ghibli movies that I watched growing up. I want to review maybe some classic like sci-fi movies as well, and fantasy movies. And I also want to review some video games in the future as well. So right now I have a file on my computer where I'm writing up a kind of a retrospective of Chrono Trigger. If any of you played that game, one of my favorite games of all time. And so I want to make, some video game content every once in a while, some TV show content, some manga anime content. But like I did say, most of my content is going to be fantasy books. So you don't have to worry. I'm not going to completely change the channel, but I also just want to branch out in terms of what I'm reading as well. I've been reading a lot of just like the more popular fantasy books. I want to start making videos on even some classic books that haven't been talked about for a long time. I want to make videos on some more indie authors. I also plan on branching out and like reading some other authors like Stephen King and some more sci-fi books as well. And, oh yeah, so some of the main content I want to start making is actually my in-depth summary videos. I know you guys love those. Like, those ones do so good on my channel. And they just feel really rewarding to make. My big in-depth summary videos. So I actually want to start making those much more often. They take a lot of effort, they take a lot of work, but I would like to be making like one of those every 2 months if I can. And maybe once I get used to making the in-depth summaries, I'll be able to make them more consistently. But that I would like to be kind of some of the main content on my channel. And I also just want to branch out and make some more like video essay type of content, which I've kind of been doing a little bit recently. But yeah, I want to be making more like video essay stuff as well. Phantom Greyfire, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining the live stream. And thank you also just for like being a consistent commenter on my videos as well. I really appreciate it. And for commenting even on the Sunshine Seekers channel. So you are awesome. Thank you so much. I'm always happy when I see your comments. You should review the old King Arthur movie, Excalibur. Yes, I should. I've watched that movie quite a few times, actually. I really should. Captured in films? Captured in consoles? I'm not going to change the name, I swear. I'm going to stick to Captured in Words. But I will branch out the channel a bit more. Because I'm still capturing you in my words. It doesn't have to be about books. But it is, my channel is still mostly going to be about fantasy books. If you're reading Stephen King, would you consider covering horror books too? Yeah, 100%. I would definitely like to read more of that. Captured in OnlyFans. You never know. You never know. When times are desperate. Also, what are your top 5 movies? Oh, okay, I can't answer that. I'm sorry, I can't answer top 5 movies. It's too difficult. I'd have to think about that for too long. So I can't answer it. But, okay. I can attempt to. But I'm gonna do it by series. So, first of all, one of my #1 favorite movie series is Back to the Future. I grew up watching Back to the Future. Marty McFly was like one of my first heroes growing up. He was a role model to me. So I love Back to the Future. I love the Lord of the Rings trilogy, obviously. I love the Harry Potter movies. Yeah. There's a lot of kind of like indie movies I like as well. But I don't know. Maybe I'll make a video on that at some point. Just read and do whatever you want with the channel. We'll be here for it. Thank you. I really appreciate that because I really do want to just make content, whatever content I want to make. Sometimes it's difficult though because I try to, like sometimes I'll try to make a video that's not quite the type of content I usually make, and the video does suffer for it, and it brings like my whole channel analytics down that month. So that does really suck. So I've been kind of waiting for my channel to grow a bit more, so then I can branch out and make whatever content. But I'm kind of at the point now where I really just want to make videos on whatever I want to, so I'm gonna start doing that. Are you planning on reading the first binding? It sounds interesting, but also very, very similar to The Name of the Wind. Yeah, I did start reading it, but then I put it on pause because I was reading a bunch of other books. So I do want to return to it at some point. But yes, it did seem very similar to The Name of the Wind. I don't want to say a copy because it is unique in a lot of ways, but some parts do seem too similar, for sure. Studio Ghibli, I watched those growing up too. Which ones did you watch growing up? Because I grew up watching most of the Studio Ghibli movies, but the ones that I would go to Blockbusters with my siblings and we would always rent Spirited Away and Kiki's Delivery Service. Those were like comfort movies for me. But then when I got a little bit older, around like age 7, then I really loved Nausicaa, Valley of the Wind, and Princess Mononoke. Actually, when Princess Mononoke, when I first watched that, I watched it like 3 or 4 times in a row. Like, I had nothing to do the whole day, and I just loved the movie so much. I just binge watched it. I was playing with toys and stuff at the same time, but yeah, I love that movie. Love the King Killer Chronicle in-depth summaries? Well then, you're going to be excited for a video that I'm working on right now. It may be a Wise Man's Fear in-depth summary. Spoiler alert. Will you review the new Babylon 5 animated movie? Maybe. No promises, but maybe. If I do get into reviewing movies more often, then yeah, then I might consider it. Because I have watched a little bit of Babylon 5 in the past. Have you ever heard of or read the Shadows of the Apt book series? Currently reading the first book and it's cool. Shadows of the Apt. Let me see. It sounds familiar. I'm gonna Google it though. Let me see. Shadows of the Apt. Oh, yeah. That's by Adrian Tchaikovsky, or how do you say his name? Tchaikovsky? I don't know how to say his name. Yes, I have heard of the series. I haven't read it. I haven't read anything by him yet. Like I said, I just received a book from the publisher, The City of Last Chances, and I think this is going to be the first Adrian Tchaikovsky book that I read, I think. I love the cover on this. Like, the cover is so cool. But I know he's also written a lot of, like, really... What's the one sci-fi series? I don't know. But I know he's written a lot of other books that have been recommended to me a lot. So, yeah. I would like to get to that at some point. What else can I show you guys? I recently... You might see this in, like, a book haul in the future. But I recently got these books from a used bookshop. I got Joe Abercrombie's Half a King series, I think it's called. So I got all 3 of them for really cheap. Like, let me see. They were... Okay, maybe not super cheap. They were $7.50 each. And then I also got Bloody Rose, the, Kings of the Wild sequel. I loved Kings of the Wild, so I really need to get to this sequel. And this was $8.50. So pretty good though. Like, usually in Canada this would be $22.99. So pretty good deal. Shout out to used bookshops. You guys should always go to used bookshops, especially like the small, like family-owned ones. Oh, and I also got The Magicians, book 1. This was from a different bookshop. It was $7.99, and I really want to read more of The Magicians. What else can I show you? I know there's some other books I picked up recently. I know there is some other books that I picked up recently that I wanted to show. Do you know if Rothfuss does or ever has watched your channel? I mean, I don't know how he couldn't have seen my channel, because I feel like I'm not trying to brag, but I do feel like I'm probably the biggest King Killer channel, but I don't know, I've never heard anything from him, so I don't know if he's ever watched my videos, or I don't know, maybe he doesn't like my videos because I'm coming up with too many theories and it's making him rewrite parts of the book. I don't know. But, well, actually, I'm not going to say I'm coming up with the theories. A lot of the theories I am coming up with, but a lot of them I'm taking from Reddit, and then I'm adding my own stuff to them as well. So I'm definitely not trying to take the credit for all the King Killer theories. Kiki's Delivery Service is one of my all-time favorite movies, period. Such a comfort movie. I love it. Yes, I'm so glad you agree. I love Kiki's Delivery Service. I watched it with Katie recently because she's... I think she saw it when she was younger, but yeah, she really liked it as well. I say recently, but really that was like a year or 2 ago. Has Rothfuss made any appearances lately? He's kind of disappeared again. No, he hasn't. Not really. I think since the whole I hesitate to say scandal, but the whole controversy with his chapter reading that he never... Wait, you lost visual? Oh no, you lost visual. 1 second, guys. How long did you lose visual? Let me just unplug this and plug it back in. Okay, can you see now? No, you still can't see. Can you see now? About 6 minutes. 6 minutes with no video. Video is back? Yes, video is back. I don't know why it turned off. It's not overheating, so I don't know. I don't think it's overheating. No, it shouldn't be. What is this question? How much do you read physical books versus ebook readers versus phone/tablets? I don't have an ebook reader. I just read, when I read an ebook, I just read it on my phone, or I just read it on like my tablet, just like my regular tablet. 1 second. But yeah, I actually have been just started reading ebooks more often, like just recently. I've never really read much ebooks in the past, but lately I've been reading ebooks. Like I read Trust of the Emerald Sea in ebook. I also read The Frugal Wizard's Handbook as an ebook. So I'm trying to actually read more ebooks just to save space. Would you read Brian Lee Durfee's 5 Warrior Angel series? Yeah, I totally would. I've actually been pretty interested in reading that at some point. I just don't own it, but I would totally read it. Yeah, Shadows of the Apt is Adrian Tchaikovsky's fantasy series, and it's like 8 books long. It's a really unique world/lore. Definitely recommend. Oh man, yeah, I will definitely have to read it at some point. What devices do you use? I use a Samsung. Like my phone is a Samsung A74 or something. Katie uses Apple. I use Samsung. I've always used Samsung, so. Oh, and then my tablet. I don't know. It's kind of an old tablet. It's some Galaxy. I don't know. It's pretty old. Unpopular opinion, Rhythm of War is super boring and I will DNF it. Okay, I kind of agree with you on that. I still enjoyed Rhythm of War. There's some really awesome parts in it, but I did find it the most boring out of all the other Stormlight books. I've been loving my e-writer. You should check them out. E-writer. I don't even know what an e-writer is. Let me see what it is. I do want to get I want to get some type of e-reader for my books because it's just, oh, is this for writing? It's an ink tablet. What? Oh, that is really cool. That is really cool. I've never ever heard of that. Very cool. Rothfuss said in an AMA that in Doors of Stone, Kvothe will kill Ambrose. Do you think he was just trolling, or do you think that'll happen? Okay, it depends on his tone that he used, because he does troll a lot in his interviews, because he just doesn't like answering any questions about Book 3. So honestly, I think he probably is trolling, but then he could be pretending to troll, because he does know that Kvothe actually does. So I don't know. It's hard to say, really. But yeah, I think it's really possible Kvothe could kill Ambrose. Ambrose could even end up being the king, since he is in the line of succession. It's a double bluff, yes. I want to get this screen over here. There we go. Hot take, Ambrose did nothing wrong. Long live the Empire. That is definitely a hot take. 100% a hot take. Do you guys have any favorite classic video games? What are your favorite, like, childhood video games that you grew up playing? Because for me, I grew up playing a lot of, like, PS2. Like, I love RPGs, you know, like Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts and yeah, I don't really have time to play anymore. So these are like all the games that I have from my childhood. There's a lot that I don't have anymore, like growing up, that I sold and stuff. But yeah, I've always been really big into RPGs. I also, I don't know if you guys remember Neopets, but I had this PS2 game. I had this Neopets PS2 game that I played so much growing up because I was really big into Neopets when I was like, well, really young, like 5 years old to probably, I don't know, 7 years old or so. And I loved Neopets so much, so I played this game all the time. It's probably not even that good, to be honest, but I loved it. I also had this Hobbit game that I played a lot as well. I wonder if I have the... Oh, I don't think I do. There was like a collector's Gandalf card that came with it. I don't think I have that anymore. But yeah, I played this game a lot as well. I think they had it on like PC and stuff. Oh, one of you said Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. Yes, I love Baldur's Gate. I actually, well, I say I love Baldur's Gate, but I only played the first one and I probably got, I don't know, like halfway into it. So I never actually beat it. I played way too much on Neopets back in like 03, 04. Same here, man. I played a lot of Neopets back in the day. Probably around the same time. Also, I'm a big fan of the Zelda games. Wind Waker. Wind Waker is one of my favorites of all time. I also really love Ocarina of Time. And Twilight Princess. Over here, I have a bunch of like PS1 games, Final Fantasy IX, Anthology. This Hobbit game is a treasure. Yes, it is such a treasure. It really is. Also, I have in this chest here, let me see if I can get it. One sec. One moment. I also have in this Zelda chest, I'm sure you can guess what's in here. I have an ocarina. I actually have two ocarinas. So I have this main one here, and then I also have a little rupee ocarina. They don't sound that good, if I'm being honest. I thought they would sound a lot better, but it kind of sounds like a recorder. So, not the best. And no, unfortunately, my chest is not thrice locked. I do have another chest in my closet, actually, that has much more valuable things in it. It's got like a whole bunch of fantasy coins and stuff in it. What else? Oh, I really liked playing back in the day, like, you know, Ratchet and Clank, Jak and Daxter. Also, there's this Lord of the Rings game. Wait, not this one. Not this one. I gotta organize all of these better. There's this Lord of the Rings game, The Fellowship of the Ring, that was so weird because it's not based on the movie. So I think it came out around the time when the first movie was just coming out, I think. I'm not too sure. But it's so weird because it's like different. But yeah, I remember playing a bit of this as well. I still have I still have my sister's pink Game Boy Advance. My brother had a blue one, and then I had a see-through. I think mine was like see-through blue or purple or something like that. But I still have my sister's one. I don't know what happened to mine. But yeah, growing up, Pokemon was probably the game series I actually played the most, besides Zelda and Final Fantasy. Well, actually, I probably played more Pokemon than I did Final Fantasy. Focus. Focus. Sam M, I played that. Oh, you played the Lord of the Rings one? The Fellowship of the Ring? Yeah, not many people know about that game. That is so cool. Devil May Cry games? Okay, yes, Devil May Cry is awesome. I think I played the first two. Yeah, I beat the first two. I never did play the third or any of the others, though. Pokemon for Game Boy, Blue Edition, yes. Yeah, that was... oh wait, no, Yellow was the first game I played. The first Pokemon game I played. And then Leaf Green was like... Leaf Green was the first Pokemon game that I really, like, got into. That's the game where I got my first level 100 Pokemon. It's a chest with no lid, but it has thrice locked, 3 truths spoken to unlock. Inside lies Jay's true name / fate. No, the real thrice locked chest that is in my house here. The real thrice locked chest. Let me show you. This is my real thrice locked chest. This here is my real thrice locked chest, and you can't know what's inside. It would unravel the mysteries of the universe. It would destroy the fabric of reality itself. So I cannot share. Also, I have this mask that I bought from this like mask salesman in Victoria, BC. If you don't know, that's on Vancouver Island. And there was just this guy on the side of the road. This was years and years ago. I showed this in a video before. But there's this guy who was just selling all these different masks. So I bought this one because I thought it was really cool. But he makes them from like different toy pieces. And I think this light even turns on. Yeah, it does. Yeah, he makes them from like different toy pieces, and I thought it was pretty sick. I don't really know what to do with it anymore, but I usually just put it like on top of my bookshelf. Hey, Helena, thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much. Just a small thanks can be a pre-wedding coffee for you and your fiance. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I really do. Yeah, guys, we're getting married, if you don't know, very soon. Like, I have been so busy lately because wedding planning is so much work. Like, it's more work than I knew. There's a lot that goes into wedding planning. So much. But me and Katie basically have everything kind of figured out now. There's just like some small things that we need to work out with the wedding. But yeah, it's coming up very soon. That's a cool steampunk fantasy mask. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. I think it's pretty sick. Maybe I should wear it in a video sometime. Do a little steampunk book recommendations video. I was worried that I broke it when I was moving because it fell directly on the ground, but it didn't break at all. I don't think. Yeah, it didn't break at all. Congrats on 80K. This is epic. Love from Brazil. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. I am so excited to be at 80,000. Like, it's pretty incredible if I think about it. Like, sometimes I do feel like my channel's grown fairly slowly, but then when I think about it, like 80,000 is a lot. Like, that's a big number. And there's 80,000 people out there that enjoy the content that I work hard on, and that just makes me so happy. It makes it so much more rewarding just knowing that there's so many people out there that love the videos that I make. So it's very, very rewarding. Wear the mask while you fight crime. Yes, this will be my superhero mask. I don't know what my superhero name would be, though. Let me know if you have any recommendations. My name would just be Captured. What was your... In an earlier video, you mentioned you were a Christian. Any Christian fantasy books you can recommend? To be honest, I haven't read a whole lot of Christian fantasy books. I mean, there's the Chronicles of Narnia, of course, one of my favorites. There's also, I wish I knew the name now. There is this pirate series that I liked growing up. I feel like it wouldn't hold up so well now. I forgot the name of it, though. I'm sorry, I wish I could give more recommendations. And there was this Celtic fantasy series I read. Christian series. Oh, what was it called? I don't know. I don't remember. I'm so sorry. I don't remember. I would give more recommendations if I could. Good luck on the exam tomorrow. I'm sure you will do great, man. I do so bad with exams. I don't know what it is. I just do so bad. I get exam anxiety. Some people say exam anxiety isn't real and you just need to study more. And yeah, that's probably true. I probably did need to study more, but I would also get exam anxiety. Like, yeah. But I mean, I passed my exams, so that's good. Will your wedding pictures have a medieval aesthetic? Like the guys have wizard staffs or swords with the woman getting the other option? No, we're not gonna go for the medieval wedding. We're not. Unless I actually am a wizard and I'm just, casting a spell so that everybody doesn't look like they're in medieval gear. You'll never know. You will never know. What is a booktube niche you don't see getting filled? Okay, interesting, okay. A booktube niche that I don't see getting filled. Well, just, maybe there is channels out there that I just haven't seen, but I don't see many people talking about, and this is something I want to do more, is talking about, like children's books that are nostalgic to them, like Inkheart and Spiderwick and Deltora Quest and Redwall and books like that. I don't see many really good quality videos talking about that stuff. Also, I don't see a lot of channels talking about 80s fantasy, a lot of the Forgotten Realms books and Dragonlance and the Belgariad and the Shannara books and all of those. I don't see those talked about a whole lot on booktube. I could be wrong, but I haven't seen it too much. And then also, yeah, His Dark Materials is another one, another great children's series that's a classic pretty much now. But yeah, as far as not fantasy, I don't know. I just haven't, I don't go and explore much, so there probably is a lot of channels that talk about classic literature books, and I just don't watch them, so I don't know. Also, is your priest going to be Gandalf the Grey? Do you, Jay Kennedy, are there any who do not want this to pass? Oh man, that would be amazing. I don't think Gandalf is going to be the priest, though. Unfortunately, he was busy that day. I guess Gandalf the White would be perfect for a wedding because he's on theme. Lightbringer by Brent Weeks has a lot of Christian themes. That is true, yeah. I've only read a little bit of Lightbringer, but yes, it does. Also, you know, The Wheel of Time has some Christian themes, but it also has some, like, Eastern themes. It kind of mixes in a lot of different religions, like, as far as the world building and the cultures. It's kind of inspired from a lot of that. Ted Dekker. I have every Ted Dekker novel? Ted Dekker, who is that? Who is Ted Dekker? Looking it up. Ted Dekker, what has he written? The Bronze Medallion? I don't know, I've never heard of this. I have never, ever heard of Ted Dekker. But you own every book? Cool. Star Wars is a great children's series. Ooh, is that an insult? Is that an insult? There is some really great children's Star Wars books, if that's what you mean. Because, yeah, there is some great ones. Actually, here, I'll give you guys some recommendations. There's a really great young adult book called Lost Stars by Claudia Gray. Claudia Gray in general, she makes some good Star Wars books. This one I think is a really good young adult, little bit romance, and it's, yeah, it's, in a way, it's kind of like a Romeo and Juliet retelling. Well, I don't know, not really, but it's a good young adult book. I would recommend. Also, I don't know how well it holds up anymore, but the Jedi Academy trilogy was pretty good. I don't know how it holds up anymore. Also, fun moment here. Here's some more Claudia Gray. Master and Apprentice. This book was pretty good. I think it was one of her better books, but not as good as Lost Stars. But Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan are like my favorite Star Wars characters. So I liked it. I did want a little bit more in some cases, but it was pretty good. Then there's also Leia, Princess of Alderaan. This is a good book as well. Very good. You get more backstory and stuff to Leia. I would recommend. They're all kind of a bit more like young adult orientated. Oh, if that interests you. I don't know how many of my subscribers like Star Wars books, but I've read a few of them. Lost Stars has a manga adaptation? I didn't know that. I did not know that. That is really cool. So as the kitties, I don't have any cats, guys. The cats that were in my videos before, those were my mom's cats back when I lived at home. So I really wish I put them in my videos more often, but yeah, I can't have pets where I live now. So there's no kitty cats, unfortunately. Me and Katie eventually want to get a dog. I've never had a dog before, so that'd be cool. That would be pretty cool. What else can I show you guys? One of my favorite sci-fi books, Project Hail Mary. I haven't even made a video on this book yet. I'm really surprised because I've read it quite a while back and I love it. I mean, I really like all of Andy Weir's books that I've read, but I would highly recommend it. I really want to get more into sci-fi though. I haven't really read enough. I haven't read enough sci-fi. Oh, I thought you still had cats. No, I wish I had cats. I wish I still had cats. I really miss Calvin and Klein. Those were my cats, my mom's cats. And I still see them. I still see them all the time when I go out there. But yeah, they're not my cats. Mechanical cats from Japan? No, I don't even have a mechanical cat. All I got is Groot. All I have is Groot, and I got Tom Nook. I got Tom Nook from Animal Crossing. I don't know why, but yeah, no cat. Oh, I do have a marble penguin. This is my pet, actually. I have a marble penguin that guards my bookshelves. You're missing the best Claudia Gray Star Wars book, Bloodline. No, I'm not. No, I am not missing it. Bloodline is really great. Yeah, Bloodline I definitely recommend as well. This one, actually, yeah, I do like this more than the Leia book, definitely, and more than the Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan book. What is this? I know in Ontario, landlords can't stop you from having pets. Okay, in BC, here in BC, it's different. They can say no pets. So, I didn't know that's the case in Ontario. I didn't know they can't stop you. Hi, sorry if it was already asked, but are there any updates on Pat Rothfuss since there are no Twitter posts or any posts for like 2 months, I think? No. No, there's no update, and a lot of people... There's some people that are hopeful that are like, oh, he hasn't been on Twitter for a while. That means he must be getting ready to publish book 3. Unfortunately, I'm bearer of bad news, but I really do not think that's the case. I think he's embarrassed about the controversy that happened with his fundraiser and that he hasn't delivered that chapter that was promised. And I think he's just decided to disappear because he's embarrassed for that. I think eventually he'll come back, maybe apologize, maybe still give that chapter that was promised. I hope so. But yeah, I don't think he's secretly preparing to publish book 3, like I've seen some people saying. Unfortunately. I mean, they can say no pets, but they can't technically stop you from having a pet so long as it's not disruptive. Oh. Okay, well, I don't know. I don't know what the law is in BC then. I'm not too sure. I'd really like you to experience the Arc of a Scythe trilogy by Neil Shusterman. I think you would love them. Arc of a Scythe trilogy. I have never, ever heard of that. Let me see. Oh, the Scythe trilogy. Yes, I have, actually. I just didn't know it was, yeah. Yes, I have. I really want to read those, actually. I was about to pick them up. Literally, I was about to pick them up at a used bookshop, but then I decided not to. Because I was moving at the time. But they were so cheap, and now I went back there, and they're not there anymore. So, yeah, at some point I'll have to pick them up. Because I would like to read them. Do you think that chapter isn't even written, or that he's just too insecure to release it? I think he has definitely chapters written. I'm not completely pessimistic. I do think he has quite a bit written for book 3, but I think he's just too insecure about it. Yeah, I don't think he's confident enough with the chapter that he was wanting to share. So I think that's why it hasn't come out yet. Sadly, I have to agree with you. I've heard he's also going through some personal problems. Yes, I've also heard that. I've actually seen it been talked about quite a bit on Reddit, but apparently Patrick Rothfuss is going through a divorce right now as well. So that might be contributing to his silence and like depression and everything. So yeah, I've been hearing a little bit about that as well. I didn't know about that before I made my controversy video, but yeah. So in that case, I understand. Like that would be a lot of stress. That would be very difficult to go through, I'm sure. Also, yeah, it's probably good to get a pet-friendly place before getting one just to keep good relations with the landlords. Yeah, 100%. The landlords that above me right now, because I'm living in like a basement suite, what's nice is that this is a basement suite, but it's so quiet. Like they have really good soundproofing. It's not attached. Well, it's attached, but there's no vents that attach it. It's on its own electricity down here. So it's very quiet, which I love. Like, me and Katie were playing music on a speaker super loud as we're, like, mopping and cleaning this place before moving in. And I asked the landlord, and he didn't hear the music at all. He didn't even know. So that's perfect for me, like making YouTube videos. But yeah, like the landlords are great, so I don't want to try to sneak a pet in here or something just because I know they don't want us to have pets. But one day, if me and Katie move somewhere, or if we just talk to the landlords here, one day we want to get a dog. Hey, Shining Knight, I did make you a mod, right? I think when I first started, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it shows you're a mod. I just saw your message on Discord, so little late. I'm a little late seeing it. Is there going to be a mystery guest on your stream? No mystery guest. Well, actually. Yeah, no. No mystery guest. I was trying to look for something, but no mystery guest. Unfortunately, no Patrick Rothfuss. How long have I been streaming now? 2 hours? Yeah, I should probably wrap it up pretty soon here. I'll try to get to a few more questions. Have you read the what is this? Lumatere Chronicles by Melina Marchetta? No, I have not, but I will look it up. With all of these, I've been looking them up, and I will have to... Oh. Wait a second. Have I seen this? No, I haven't. I've never seen the covers before. I will look into it, for sure. Many congratulations! Found your channel for Kingkiller Chronicle. I'm a sad fan. Stayed for everything else. Wishing you continued growth and best wishes for everything. Thank you so much, Paramita. I hope I didn't butcher that name. Thank you so much. I know a lot of people found me through my Kingkiller Chronicle videos, and right now, it's difficult because I still want to make Kingkiller videos, but like a lot of Kingkiller fans, I'm starting to kind of move on a little bit, you know? I'm kind of just getting a little bit over the Kingkiller Chronicle. I still love it. It's always going to mean a lot to me, but I do want to start making theory and lore videos on other series, but I still have some Kingkiller videos I'm going to make as well. But it's difficult because I know a lot of my subscribers, well, some of them are just here for my Kingkiller content and nothing else. So yeah, that's a little difficult, but oh well. I mean, I'll still make some every once in a while. Honestly, with a divorce, having kids, and the book pressure, I just want Pat to be okay at this point. I know he's a jerk sometimes, but that's got to be majorly suck. Yeah, that's true. I mean, if he's going through a divorce right now and everything, I can't imagine. It's a lot of stress, and I know he already feels a lot of pressure for book 3. So yeah, at the same time, I just don't think he should keep making promises if he's not going to stick to them, especially when it came to his fundraiser, where so many people donated money for that promise. Like, yes, you're giving it to charity, but a lot of people were donating for that promise. Like, so, and I do think that really sucks that he didn't stick to his promise. But yeah, I hope he's doing good. I hope he'll get through whatever he's going through. And, yeah, who is your favorite character in the Kingkiller Chronicle? All answers other than Ari are invalid. Don't worry, I was going to say Ari. I was 100% going to say Ari. She's one of my favorite. Well, she is pretty much my favorite character. I know people say she's like the pixie dream girl trope or whatever. I don't care. I love Ari. She needs to be protected at all costs. I also really like Sim and Elodin. I used to say Elodin, but I guess it's Elodin. Tofo Nofo, congrats bud, you deserve all the subs, thank you so much. Just seen your stream, congratulations on 80k, thanks for the great content. Thank you very much. I'm actually going to be ending the stream pretty soon here, because it's been like over 2 hours, but I've really enjoyed the stream. Okay, 1 second. I'm going to get to a few more questions real quick. As a YouTube authority on the Kingkiller Chronicle, do you agree it has too much sex scenes? My friend told me it's what threw him off in the second book. I wouldn't say it has too much. It's just that they kind of come out of nowhere. Like, I thought when I first read it, they did surprise me and I didn't like it. Like, I was like, what? Why is this happening? Why did it just suddenly come out of nowhere? But on second rereads and third rereads, it doesn't bother me that much because Rothfuss, he doesn't put it in like, explicit detail. He kind of writes this flowery way that can kind of seem poetic. Sometimes it's kind of annoying too, but I do think it is kind of jarring. Yeah, I do think it's jarring. I don't think there needed to be necessarily that much. Like I can't really spoil this for everybody in the stream. Shoot. Anyways, I just think there's a part near the end of the book where it just didn't seem to have much of a purpose, really, besides showing Kvothe growing up, I guess, but I don't know. It did seem a little bit self-indulgent to me. And the whole part with again, I don't want to spoil, but the whole part with Felurian, I don't think that was necessarily bad. I think that was written in a really poetic way. It shows the Fae, like, the Fae are these raw beings of desire. So that made sense, but kind of the scenes after that, I thought weren't really needed too much. Did you read The Demon Cycle by Patrick V. Brett? 1 second. I want to see if I own all of them. Yeah, this is The Demon Cycle, right? I haven't gotten to it yet, actually. But this is it. Yeah. Yeah, book 1, book 2. I haven't gotten to it yet. I really want to. I actually want to listen to the graphic audio versions. I hope those are good. But yeah, I've been recommended it a lot. I always have trouble pitching Kingkiller Chronicle. When someone asks me what it is about, I'm also hesitant to recommend it because people seem to be so divided on the series. I know. People really are divided. Like, one time I made a friend at this bookshop. We just kind of became friends, and I recommended The Name of the Wind, and she read it, and then basically she hated it. And then it was just kind of awkward for a while. So yeah, a lot of people get really divided on it. I don't care if people like it or not. Like, it's one of my favorite books, but if people don't like it, I could understand why they don't at the same time. So it is kind of difficult to recommend. But my main thing is just that it's unfinished. And I know I've recommended it a lot on my channel, but I do try to warn that it's unfinished. Stormlight Archive, let's go! Or Austin Ard, anything you find interesting. Your analysis and discussions are excellent. Guys, do you want to see a sneak peek? How do I show this to you? 1 second. I'll show you a sneak peek at... This is like near the end of my stream. I will show you a sneak peek at some videos I have planned here. Let me just make sure... 1 second. I have a new series that I am making. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. How do I do this? Screen capture. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to share my screen to show you. I have this series of videos I'm going to make called World Building Explained. And I've already made a few... Sorry. I'm just moving this camera. I've already made a few of the intros, but basically, I want to make this series. I've already made the intros called World Building Explained, where I dive deep into just the world of these series. So here we have Welcome to Temerant, which is for the Kingkiller Chronicle, obviously. And I've also done one for the Earthsea cycle, which I want to make a video on very soon, just diving into all the world building and talking about it. I also want to make one for the Austin Ard series. I made this one for the Wheel of Time. And this is kind of, I want this to be a new big series on my channel. Like, I want to do this for a lot of different fantasy books. I don't know if I'm going to call it Randland or what. I don't know what to call the mainland in the Wheel of Time. I don't know if it's just called the Westlands or what, but what else can I show you? This is just like a bunch of pre-edited things that I've already edited that I can put in videos. Some of them I've already used, you know, and I just keep them all in this folder so that when I need to, bam, I got it. I could just go put it in a video. So a lot of these I've spent a lot of time editing. Here's some green screen pictures of books that I need to do this effect with. But yeah, if you have any recommendations for what you want to see a world building explained video on, let me know, because I would like to do one, like I said, for Austin Ard. I would like to do one for Allegazia. I would like to make one for I don't know, Westeros. This would be a great series to expand into movies / games with too. Yeah, 100%. That's a series I can definitely make for like video games and movies as well. So that's actually a good idea. I also have my Remember Reading series. I forgot I made a logo or I made an intro for this. I want to make more Remember Reading videos. This was for my Del Toro Quest video that I was also surprised didn't do the best, but oh well. I do want to make more of those. Also, let me see here. I can give you another sneak peek. I'll give you another sneak peek at some video thumbnails I have made. I want to make a Remember Reading video on Bionicle, actually, on some of the Bionicle books. I also made a thumbnail for the Bone comics. I want to make a Remember Reading video on that at some point this year. Goosebumps, this is coming in October. Little sneak peek at one of my October videos. Then Redwall, I made 2 different versions of this, I think. I'll probably go with this one. So I'm also going to make a Remember Reading video on Redwall at some point. I also have some Stormlight Archive videos I need to make here. Okay, I'm giving you guys too much of a sneak peek. Too much. Way too much of a sneak peek. But yeah, that's some of the content I want to be working on this year. Also, I just want to be doing a lot of like video essays and stuff. Earthsea is fantastic, so is Austin Ard, which is a spectacular project. Where is the dancing emoji icon where we need it? Westeros would be fantastic too, so much to discuss. Yeah, like, I'm really excited because I know some of these world building explained videos, some of them are going to be pretty long, I think, especially when I get to like Westeros, but I really want to make it like a really big deep dive on just all the world building, the culture. I'm basically going to break it down into like talking about the culture, the currency, the religion, the magic system, all different, the history, everything about the world. I'm going to break it all down. Are you going to make a Ranger's Apprentice video? Yes, I am. I actually have the first book somewhere, and I actually want to go get the other Ranger's Apprentice books, because I would like to make a Remember Reading video on that as well. Okay, where was this one question? For the last question. Here we go. As a last question, what is the most expensive book that you own? The most expensive book that I own would be The Way of Kings Leatherbound. This by far is the most expensive book that I own, and I love it dearly. So yes, I want to get the other Leatherbounds. They're just so expensive. And it's expensive to ship them to Canada. It's expensive to ship them as well. What happens if you okay, I said that was the last question. What happens if you decide to do the Legendarium? Will 24 hours be enough? Oh man, I don't know. That would be a gigantic video. If you get to 100k subs, will you do a 24-hour live stream? I've thought about it. I've thought about it. If I get to 100k subs, I think I would definitely try a 12-hour live stream, I think. Yeah, I think I would try a 12-hour. I just don't know really how that would work with like my camera. It might overheat and stuff. I don't know, but I would try. I would try to do a 12-hour at least. No promises. I'm going to think about it. But I think I would do that. 100K is a big number. Okay, anyways, I am going to end the stream here, guys. Thank you so much for joining. And again, just thank you so much for subscribing to the channel and continuing to watch the videos I put out, because that means so much to me. It feels so great that some of my older videos are actually picking up now, because like some of my older videos I put a lot of work into, and at the time I just didn't have a big audience, so they weren't really getting picked up. But now I've noticed I'm getting a lot of views on some of my like old trope videos, like tropes I hate and tropes I like those videos. I'm also getting more views on some of my writing videos, and of course my in-depth summaries. So that is awesome. It feels really nice that they're finally getting picked up a little bit. So again, thank you guys so much. Patrick Ryan, he just came on. Congrats, Jay. Thank you so much, Patrick Ryan. Also, I just want to say thank you to you. Special shout out for being one of my patrons for such a long time, but also consistently commenting on my videos and commenting on the Sunshine Seekers channel, mine and Katie's channel. That actually means so much to us. Like, we're always so excited to get a comment from you and Nicole. So thank you for that. We really appreciate it. Anyways, that is it for this video. And I guess I will see you guys at 100K. Maybe I'll do something for 90K. I'm not sure, but I want to do something really big for 100K. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll end the stream here.